Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on my channel and another Topic Tuesday. Real quick, before we get into everything, I will explain what Topic Tuesday is. It is just an Instagram that every week they post a new topic, nail related, that anybody can respond to, either here, over on Instagram, however you like. I will link their Instagram down below as well as my own. And then, real quick, before we get into the topic, I have two very important things that we need to discuss. Number one is the last time I wore this shirt, somebody was like, show us your shirts. I didn't realize that anybody cared about my stupid shirts. So real quick, this is my Garfield cowboy shirt. It says, when I die, I may not go to heaven. I don't know if they let cowboys in. So, that's the first important detail. And the second thing is I just want to let you guys know that a representative from Beyond Polish reached out to me and they asked me if I'd like to sign up for their ambassador program, and I was like, sounds cool, I'm in. And so I did sign up for their ambassador program. I'm going to link down below for the US and Canada sites, and I just want to let you guys know that if you use my code, mediocre, you will get 5% off your purchase. And that is an affiliate code, so I do get a little bit of kickback, but I just wanted to let you guys know that that option is there to get you a little bit of a discount. So with all those important notes out of the way, let's get into today's topic. And today's topic that I've chosen to do is, what are your favorite Destash finds? So I actually, despite being into nail polish for, I guess maybe we're closing in on like 6 or 7 years at this point. I think I started in like 2015. I didn't start purchasing from Destashes until July of last year. Or no, it was June. I didn't start purchasing until June of last year. And the reason why is I was just really hesitant to, I've purchased from like other things, not nail polish, from like eBay and stuff like that in the past. But there's kind of like a fail safe. So if you don't get your object or whatever, you could make a complaint to eBay and things get worked out. You can make your claim at PayPal, whatever. But I didn't really know how that would work in a Destash if, somebody tried to rip me off or something like that. But I started to notice like there seems to be a pretty significant community around destashing, and people will kind of let you know pretty quickly if a destasher is a scammer. So it's very easy to figure out, and like those people seem to get weeded out fairly quickly. So I started to trust the whole destash process a little more. And I ended up, I do get a lot of questions about where I go for destashes. I will try to link some down below, but the first place I ever went was our Lacarista swap over on Reddit. And literally the day that I found out about that, I saw somebody and they were like, hey, I'm moving to the Detroit metro area and I want to sell my entire nail polish collection. Does anybody want it? And I was like, I'm in the Detroit metro area. Yes, I want it. And it kind of, I think it coincided with us receiving a stimulus check. And, I was working from home. I was really bored. And so I bought her entire collection, and that kind of started the whole like Destash fun for me. So even as of right now, it's only been like a little over a year since I started buying from Destashes. I haven't bought too much, but what I have got, I've really enjoyed. I found some really good stuff. So I'm just going to go through like 6 of my top Destash finds, and you can kind of see them all behind me. The secret is out. So for the most part, these aren't in any particular order, but number one Destash find for me is definitely China Glaze Zombie Zest. This is one that I had really wanted. I've talked about this before, like Miss Holly Berry, she talked about it all the time, and I just like wanted it because she always talked about it. I was just like, oh, if she likes it, it's gotta be good. And I didn't really like consider the color or anything. I just really wanted it for a long time. And because I never purchased from Destashes, I just was kind of like, oh, I'm never gonna get it. It's not like you can really find this new very easily. And so it just was out of my head for a long time. And then when I bought that entire collection, when you math out what I paid for the collection to like the number of polishes, like every polish comes out to $1.51 a piece. So I paid $1.51 to get a nearly full bottle of Zombie Zest. So like to me, that is the win of all wins. I know there are people who are like desperately searching for this color, and I just kind of happened upon it. And so I feel really lucky and almost a little bit guilty for it being like that easy. So I'm gonna hold on to this one for my life. I love this color. You guys know I'm getting into like nasty looking greens, and I just love the name of this. I think it's really fun. I think it would be great if China Glaze did like some throwback shades or something again and like threw this in there, or like let people vote and write in the shades that they want to see again, because I have a feeling this one, if all the nail polish enthusiasts vote, I feel like this one would be one of the tops. And then next, from that same Destash, I've got these four, so it's 3 polishes and a like water base coat. These are, I don't even know how to say this, NFUO. They have the coolest bottles though. Like the top of the bottle is like, it's like a corset, you know, it's like a woman's body in like this really tight corset. They're really pretty, and then like the bottle itself is like her dress extending down, and it's just a really cool bottle. And I had seen these in like the backdrops of other people's like nail polish collections and stuff like that. I don't know anything about the brand. These are the only 3 polishes I have from the brand. I've never really sought out more. It was just really cool to have these, just because I always saw the bottles and I was like, those are so fun. And you know, you don't really see bottles like this anymore. I feel like it would be expensive to produce a product like this, but it's just one of those like extra details that I think is really cool. And these I think are fairly old, because I don't really see hollows released with a aqua base anymore. I feel like most hollows you can just paint right on. But these, like, I tried it without the aqua base and then I tried it with the aqua base. And if you don't use the aqua base, it seems like they don't stick as well. And they kind of, if you're not careful with these, they do pull up on each layer. So you paint the first layer and you let it dry. And then when you start to paint the second layer, if you're not fairly delicate, it will kind of pull the bottom layer off and become a little bit patchy. So they are difficult to work with, for me at least. If you guys have any tips, let me know. But just as like a cute display piece, as if I don't have enough cute display bottles, you know, these are really cool. Okay, and then the last one from that particular Destash buy was the OPI's Teenage Dream. Now this is another one that was just like, I feel like it was just a really big cult classic. This was from their Katy Perry collection, and it came out again before I was really into nails, so I never felt the need to hunt this one down because you know, I'm not like a huge OPI collector. I have, you know, I have a small handful. I have a sizable OPI collection, but it's not like my top brand. There were just ones that I've come across here or there that I liked. And so I didn't feel the need because of that. And I'm not like a Katy Perry like super fan either. So, you know, putting Katy Perry's name on something isn't really going to convince me to buy it. But I got this and I pulled it out, and before I even knew which one it was, I was like, wow, this one is insane. Like the hollow sparkle in this, it's totally nuts. Like there's so much. And so I kind of reassessed and I was like, okay, I was wrong about this. I do like this color. And I think it looks like there's maybe like half the bottle left. I mean, this is one of those where probably sponging it on gives you like the most boom impact. But I got this one, and then Last Friday Night was also in the collection. I'm not sure. I know though, like Last Friday Night and Teenage Dream were the most like popular, I think, from that collection. But I don't know. I know one was like higher, probably more higher ranked than the other. But for me personally, I don't know which one was higher ranked, but in my opinion, I think Teenage Dream is cooler than Last Friday Night, which is why this one kind of made the cut into my video, and the other one, it was fine, but this one is like boom. And this is just something that I don't expect from OPI. Because I guess when I think of OPI, I think of when I was a kid and my mom liked to go to the salon and I would go with her. And you know, the walls were just lined with OPI polishes, but they were all like red and pink and very like plain, you know, like they were just wearable shades. And so you don't really see stuff like this come out from OPI so often. And you know, obviously now I think with the market changing, you do, but my image of OPI in my head from when I was a kid, the way I remember OPI, like this is not it. And I think that's why this one really stands out for me. So the next Destash that I bought from was somebody, again, on our Lacarista swap. They were selling all of these Smith and Cult polishes for $4 a piece shipped, which is insane. Like $20 shipped, right? Am I doing the math right? $20 shipped for these, when in reality, like full price, these are $18 a piece. Like $18. This is almost $100 in nail polish. Insane, right? Like, I mean, honestly, listen, I did a review on these polishes very early in my channel, and I think that they're fine, but $18 is not a fine price. You know what I mean? So as much as I love the bottle, I find them so beautiful. They're so elegant. They look so high class, you know, everything I'm not. And I'm so attracted to these. They look so cool. All the caps are like kind of a different wear pattern. They all like have this like kind of like avant-garde, like, I'm probably not even using that word right. Just, they're cool, okay? All that to say, these are super cool. But man, $18 is a lot to pay for a cream red or like a taupey purple, you know? Like, they don't have a ton of like insane finishes. Nothing that I feel like would warrant an $18 price point aside from, you know, you're paying for the bottle. And so even in that video, I had said, you know, I like them, they're fine, they do the job. I can't picture myself buying more. And then literally like a week later, I saw somebody destashing these because they said that the brushes were like bad in them. And I asked for pictures. Honestly, the brushes were like something that I could work with, I could handle. And so I think maybe one of them really has like a bad brush where it's like curved, but I got used to that. I'm glad I found these for $4 a pop because I feel like I will never get these on such a good deal again. And I really love these in my collection, even if they do take up way too much drawer space. Because holy crap, you guys, these guys are huge. Like, look at this compared to like the OPI, like how much bigger it is than an OPI bottle. Like, these guys are monsters, but they're beautiful monsters, so it's okay. And then my next two finds were both from Cork Destash over on Instagram. That is Cork Manicure's Destash page. She had a bunch of stuff that was like sitting on her Destash for a while, and I saw she posted in her stories one day something like everything in my Destash for, I think it was like $40 shipped. It was a ton of polishes, and it was almost entirely brands that I hadn't tried. So I was like, sure, I'll take it. Why not? And I ended up getting these 5 polishes from a brand called Copo New York. And it's so funny that I really like this bottle because I have shown, there's a local like grocery store to me called Meijer, and their original bottles in their branding, actually, let me show you. So the Meijer brand is called Studio M, and they're these like big, very thin rectangular bottles with a big gold cap. This is an early nail polish I had. It's like half gone. I can't believe that. And I feel like the Copo New York bottles are very similar. They're just maybe an itty bitty bit taller. Just they're about the same thinness, and they have a black cap versus the gold. And for some reason, I think these are the ugliest bottles. Like, I think they're so bad. And I look at these and I'm like, wow, these are fancy. And I honestly don't know what it is, if it's just like, it's like so minimalist with like the logo down in the corner, or like maybe I just think this gold is a little bit garish. I'm not sure. But I saw these and I thought they were really pretty right off the bat. And then I looked at the price of these, and I don't think I said, but when I broke down the cost of what I got versus how many polishes, they were $1.85 a piece. So, you know, all 5 of these, $1.85 each. These sell for $14 a pop on their website. So again, these are just a bunch of plain creams for $14 a piece, which I'm not knocking necessarily. I think that there are some creams where I'm like, the color is unique enough and you don't see it enough to where I'm like, okay, I would pay $14 for that, or I really trust that brand or really want to support that brand, so I feel comfortable giving them 14 bucks for a bottle of nail polish. But typically I like to save like the high dollar polishes, like the ones that I buy, to be the ones that are just more fun looking, not a plain cream, because I have enough plain creams. I think these are really pretty. I think they work well, but it's just like one of those that I never would have paid full price to try. So I'm really glad that the Destash gave me the opportunity to try that. And that's one of the huge benefits from Destashes that I have learned, and I've even seen a couple of my commenters talk about, is you get a good opportunity to try a lot of stuff for a decent price, and you really don't have to, if something doesn't work out, I feel like I don't feel as burned by it, because I'm happy that I at least got to try it for a discount. Whereas if I had paid, 14 bucks a piece and tried all these, I would have been like, okay, it's fine, but $14. And then last, from that same D-Stash, I have two London Town lacquer polishes. Now, these are $16 a piece, and so I ended up paying, like I said, $1.85 each. And I'm glad I got to try these on a discount, because I did have one that I got in a Ulta gift with purchase for National Nail Polish Day, but that was a more like metallic-y finish, and I just wanted to see, like, are there creams really like $16 creams? I, again, am really into the bottles. I think some of it is just like the typeface, like good typography really sucks me in, really good design. Even if the product is not so good, it will get me. I am the first to admit, I know I'm very susceptible to the way stuff looks. And it's one of those things that I'm self-aware enough now to know, like, I only like this because of the way it looks, and then I can use that to be like, do I still want to pay for it? Do I still want to spend that kind of money on it? And in this case, the answer was no, which is why I never bought any of these before. But I'm glad that I got to try a couple, and I know that as much as I'm like, yeah, they're fine, I think that there are just other brands that I'm more likely to give my dollars to. I have also tried their cuticle remover, and that was like $16 or $18 that I also got in a gift with purchase. It's a good cuticle remover, but it's very expensive when you could just buy this guy for like $7. So, it's just one of those where they're beautiful, but I would just rather pay for the alternatives that are cheaper. And that's just my personal feelings. Obviously, if you like this brand, I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying it's a bad brand. I'm just saying that, we all have different preferences. So yeah, those are all my super cool Destash finds. I actually did just buy from Polish with Ray's Destash. I bought Bee's Knees Lacquer Heisenberg because I was going to buy that one in the Bee's Knees Lacquer recent sale. And then I just didn't put it in my cart, and I really regretted it. And I really like Breaking Bad because it reminds me of my dad. We used to watch it a lot, and my dad kind of looks like Heisenberg, to me at least. And so I really wanted that polish, and I was really lucky to get it on Polish with Ray's Destash, because the second that she started putting those Bee's Knees lacquers up, people were literally just like, that one's mine, like, because you have to call it, you have to be the first one to comment. And I was like, oh man, like, I don't know how I like sniped that one so fast, but I was glad to get that. So you'll probably see that one in an upcoming haul, I'm sure. So yeah, let me know down below, what are your favorite Destash finds? And also share with us where you go for Destashes. Like, what's your favorite place to check for Destashes? And I'm gonna put mine down below in the description box, and that way we can all kind of like check everybody's favorite little stores out, or Destash shops, and just share the love. Anyways, that's it from me, guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye.